The film begins with a couple named Mikey and Kate who arrive in a large all-white room called the Immaculate Room. They were stunned to see the futuristic room before they pressed the button with pleasure to start a task for the two of them. The task is that they have to spend 50 days in this room, and if they succeed, they will get a prize money of $5 million. If one of them leaves, the prize money will drop to $1 million for the remaining people. Hearing this, both of them were even more happy, feeling confident that they could pass this task easily. Even so, they each have their own needs after getting the money, so Kate proposes to split the prize money in half. Mikey thinks that Kate wants to get married to him, but Kate says that Mikey has to propose to her first so that it happens. Kate then asked what she would do with the money, to which Mikey replied that he wouldn't bother thinking about making money and would use that much money to have fun, especially flying into space with Elon Musk. As for Kate, she plans to invest something valuable. They then proceed to look around the room, where they find there is a large bed, then an information that there will be food 3 times a day, which they can request by pressing the option on a screen. But the food is specially designed to cover essential daily nutritional needs and comes in liquid form in a milk bottle cake. This leaves them somewhat disappointed before they try to smell it and respond that there is no smell in the bottle. Then apart from food, they can ask for what is called help to get rid of their boredom, and there are only 2 help that can be asked for, but that would cut the prize money by $100,000 for the first aid and $250,000 for the second favor. If they agree, the Immaculate Room team will give something random from information on something that is their favorite that the team already knows beforehand. Lastly, there is a regular bathroom, but they were warned that they could not enter together from the operator of the Immaculate Room, and only one person could be in the bathroom, which made Mikey a little disappointed. After they showered, there were new clothes that had been prepared every day from the Immaculate Room team. Mikey then wanted to find something else, so he tried looking all over the walls and couldn't find anything interesting. After they were quite satisfied walking around the room, they started doing activities they could do, and Kate told them the lights would automatically go out at 10 p.m. and there would be an alarm to wake up at 7 a.m. When going to sleep, Kate's feet hit the bed, which made Mikey feel sorry, so he approached her to making love, but Kate doesn't feel in the mood for, and also feels afraid that someone is spying on them through the camera, so she refuses. The next day, they were woken up by the sound of an alarm notification that it was 7 a.m. in the morning. So Kate started her day by going to the bathroom and motivating herself by saying encouraging words in the mirror. After that, she took the same food for breakfast, while Mikey commented on this simple new outfit that looked like a mental patient. Kate then talks about a professor named Voyan who made this room, and asks why he's doing all this, to which Mikey replies that Voyan is a rich man, and he's making a documentary about the human condition. In that film, he spends a lot of money for one underprivileged family with 2 children, to see what will happen if one family is famous. At first the family really became famous, but something surprising happened, namely the mother shot her husband after finding him cheating with another woman, so the mother ended up going to jail for murder. As for their 2 children, the son just disappeared, and the daughter died because of a drug overdose. This horrified Kate, feeling that Professor Voyan was such a weirdo. After that, Mikey started behaving strangely by watching his count down continuously, while Kate spent her time meditating to calm herself down. Seeing Mikey starting to fantasize by talking about the time of his retreat, Kate told him not to look at the time, so that his mind wouldn't be distracted. The next day, Kate started her day by motivating herself as usual, and cheering Mikey on starting bored, so that they don't get bored. The 2 of them do things that both of them can do, such as playing, dancing, and exercising. The days passed, and they continued to do the same activity again, and again, and again, to the point that her meditation began to become restless because the feeling of boredom was getting more and more intense from day to day. Arriving on the 27th day, Mikey saw a small insect that entered the room, so he began to befriend the insect by giving him food. But the operator warned that the food was only for consumption by the contestants, which made Mikey a little annoyed. Because Mikey is an animal lover, he said to the camera that he wanted to get the bug out because he saw the insect that could end its life here. He promised that he would not go, to which Kate responded that her efforts were in vain, feeling that it was not a camera, but only an automatic sensor that could detect the entire room. But Mikey didn't think much of it, and because he wasn't being heard, he wanted to bring the bug out himself by pressing the button. This is of course prohibited by Kate, because the Immaculate Room team can get him out of this room, and the prize can be reduced to $1 million. She emphasized that the animal that Mikey was holding was just a small insect, but he saw this was a living thing that also wanted to live, so the 2 of them got into an argument. From the debate, it was revealed that Mikey is a vegetarian, doesn't eat meat. Meanwhile, from Kate's point of view, people need to eat including meat from animals, and seeing that vegetarian people are just following trends. After they finished arguing, Kate accidentally stepped on the bug as it moved away and felt guilty about Mikey. One day, Mikey told that he wanted to take a favor so he could get rid of his boredom, but Kate warns that the money will be deducted from $100,000, and it is deducted from Mikey's share, not her own share. After agreeing to that, Mikey started asking for help, and apparently he got a green crayon. Mikey happens to be good at painting, so he paints whatever comes to mind, which makes Kate interested in painting. After running out of crayons, Mikey fell back on the bed, where he heard a complaint from Kate that this task was more difficult than he thought, which Mikey agreed. Therefore, they continue to encourage each other because they are more than halfway through with 20 days remaining. One day when going to the bathroom, Kate saw a gun that appeared in the sink, which scared her. She asked Mikey to throw it into the laundry line, but the operator told him that the laundry line was only for clothes. That's why they hid their guns under the bed, aiming not to want Onion wanted things to happen, thinking that the Immaculate Room team wanted to play with them. Sometime later, there was a notification that a video message from one of their family members through the projector was displayed. Mikey got the video message first, which was from his sister, so he became happy and at the same time missed his sister. But when his sister was talking about their first brother named Sean, Mikey became a bit sad to hear that, as if he was traumatized about Sean's past. Next is a video message for Kate, which is from her father who is now in a nursing home, but Kate admits that she doesn't want to get the message, feeling ashamed of what happened to her father, who just found out that the problem is with Mikey. In the video, her father tells her that he loves Kate, which finally makes Kate cry. After calming down, Kate confessed that she hadn't seen or heard from her father for many years, and that she lied about her father when she told Mikey, because she was always ashamed of her father being a criminal in the past. The next day, Mikey began to fantasize again about the time of his retreat. Plus, when he found a note on his shirt, he began to talk in a style that he thought was cool. He then saw that Kate was super bored. He didn't even respond at all when Mikey was making jokes, so he suggested Kate to take his help, but Kate refused, because she would continue to shower, make the bed, and meditate, not accepting that she lost $100,000. Sometime later, Mikey also felt super bored, until he was really lazy by lying on the floor. Seeing this, Kate advises him to take his last favor, which is a bit difficult for Mikey to do, which will deduct $250,000 from his share. But in the end he decided to take it, while Kate went to take a shower. When she wanted to say his encouraging words, Kate had forgotten what she said this time, because of the super boredom that had haunted her. After he came out, he was surprised to see the help Mikey got, which turned out to be a woman without a thread named Simone. This suddenly made Kate jealous, annoyed with what Mikey got, which he explained was that Simone just appeared from the door, not from the drawer like before. Simone admitted that she didn't know anything, because she was an actress, and her agent was there to give her a show to this room, and was only told to sign a lot of secret agreements. But Kate doesn't believe it, feeling that Simone is someone from the Immaculate Room to play with them. But because she doesn't want to be hit by a violation, Kate is forced to accept Simone's presence by telling Mikey to give her his clothes. When Mikey was talking with Simone, Kate became jealous again, so she told Mikey to approach her. Not long after that, the lights went out, and Mikey told Simone and Kate to sleep on the bed while he could sleep on the floor. But Kate replied that the three of them could sleep together in bed, with Mikey sleeping away from Simone, feeling uncomfortable when his lover was close to other girls. The next day, Kate saw Simone who wasn't there, thinking that she was gone, but it turns out she's still in the bathroom, which irritates Kate. Because she can't stand the current conditions, Kate decides to take help, and she gets a container filled with ecstasy, which can make people fly. This is Simone's desire, so he drinks one too, before Mikey is tempted to drink it too. Finally, the three of them started flying, and fun things happened. After some time, Mikey started hallucinating with the appearance of a black liquid on his bed, and the liquid was getting more and more. Suddenly, Mikey also sinks into a place full of water, and there is a look at his little brother named Sean, who turns out to have fallen into the pool. Because the pool was deep and there was no one to help him, finally his little brother died by drowning in the pool. Not long after that, Mikey woke up from his bad dream, but he was still in awe of seeing his little brother fall into a deep pool. As a result, he wanted to give up, which was immediately arrested by Kate and tried to calm him down, who said that they shouldn't be here. This makes Simone confused about what happened to Sean, to which Kate answered that Mikey was taking care of his little brother, but he left until Sean fell into the pool. That night, Mikey couldn't sleep and saw Simone who couldn't sleep either. Simone shares a story about her life having lost a loved one like Mikey, which makes Mikey think that wherever he turns, there is only pain he finds, until he realizes that love is the real medicine, just like love is the only thing real than value, and it's the only thing to really pursue. At that time, Kate woke up from her sleep when she saw that the two of them weren't there, and after approaching those who were talking, she became not happy to see them holding hands. As a result, she expresses her annoyance to Simone, to which Mikey replies not to misunderstand, until he yells for them to stop when they start to fuss. The next day, Kate saw Simone who wasn't there, thinking that it was in the bathroom. But after Kate knocked on the door and there was no response, it turned out that Simone was not there when Kate looked inside, guessing that Simone had really left this time. But something caught Kate's attention on the wall, which turned out to be written by Simone, who was happy that she had done the best making love she had ever experienced. This makes Kate's jealousy peak to the point that she brings back his former ex Mikey, who looks like Simone, but Mikey assures her that he doesn't making love with Simone. Because she couldn't believe that made she became emotional, Kate suddenly pushed him and Mikey's head hit the wall so hard that his head was bleeding. This made Kate feel guilty, admitting that she accidentally hurt him. Because of this, Mikey asks if he has ever been unfaithful, because he has done everything he can to make Kate feel happy and safe. He then wants them out of there, and he keeps mentioning that he needs a doctor, even though Kate has treated his wound. This is supposedly Mikey if Kate really wants the prize money, and will not allow Mikey to get out of this room. He then asked to come out together, because he had realized what the Immaculate Room had done to them, and this was not a room, but like a big mirror. He saw that they had become crazy, small, and afraid of money. But Kate thinks that they don't need to waste money to prove their love. Even so, Mikey still wants to go out with Kate or without Kate, so finally Kate is forced to point the gun which she took from under the bed, reasoning that she prefers to be realistic by getting a lot of money. It was seen by Mikey that Kate should not be like this person, but because this room made her like that, he advised not to let this room change who Kate really is. Seeing Mikey who kept walking out, Kate warned him to stop by firing the gun, but in the end she couldn't bear to shoot Mikey who pressed the door button, and he left the Immaculate Room. As a result, the prize money dropped to $1 million, and Kate lay limp. Day after day passed, and Kate continued to hang in this room in disappointment, until one day she saw a sentence from Mikey about the beginning of their meeting in the garden. Now there are only 2 days left for Kate to have to endure, but she can't seem to bear to get out by approaching the doorknob, and she reaches out her hand. Sometime later, after coming out of the Immaculate Room, Mikey was seen exercising on the street, where he accidentally met Kate who had just left her father's nursing home. Now Mikey and Kate have broken up, but they are still friends by apologizing to each other because of what happened earlier. They then went together to Kate's car which she had bought, which made Mikey ask if she managed to get the money. This was deliberately unanswered by Kate and diverted the conversation about Mikey's current life, while actually that the kitchen where his nursing home was located was made thanks to an anonymous donor. That means if Kate has spent 50 days in the Immaculate Room, and she has managed to earn $1 million, with the money in her hands now, she visits her father's nursing home, and donates a new kitchen to the nursing home, as a sign that Kate is indeed a good woman. Long story short, another couple spending 50 days in the Immaculate Room, and she thinks that this room will change everything. And the movies end.